Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Floor 203. I am your host, Chef J. Greenman. Today, I'm not really even here talking about a ton of basketball. I'm low-key just freestyling today. Got a little new setup right here. The backdrop is rough, but, since I've been watching a lot of Pierre and, Kenny Beecham, etc., great podcasters like that, and they all have a similar setup like this, and to be honest, it's a lot more comfortable, and I like being able to have my laptop right here. But for the couch, I still like using that too. I don't know. I'm kind of trying to think about maybe going back and forth, but I want a better backdrop on the couch. I just don't know to put back here. What would y'all want back here? If y'all could tell me in the comments what would be better? What jersey? I would like to maybe 2 jerseys and a LED sign or a like a sign or something. Something simple though. I don't want to be doing too much because I got the computer right here. Pretty nice computer. So. But yeah, I really don't know. But we can talk about a little bit of basketball first. We can talk about Michael Porter Jr. first. And I think it's been pretty funny. He was on, I don't even know where he posted this to, but I just saw it on X. And he was talking about gambling. And I'll play it right here. I don't know how it's going to sound, but
that can go from people that struggle with alcohol, people that struggle with drugs. My brother, for example, struggled with gambling. My vice has always come in the form of women. And when I'm far from God and I'm not in my word, I'm not praying, I'm not.
Basically, he's just saying that, his brother don't get no girls. And you know what's so crazy is bro, it still blows my mind that you could have a brother. Your brother could be Michael Porter Jr. You're making $30 million a year. And your name is Jonte Porter, and you still making a few mil, you're not doing nothing, and you really gonna sit there, and it's not. I don't now unless he made a secret bag, but I don't think he made some millions upon millions of dollars doing this or put all of his people on. You just blew not even a generational bag. I mean, you did blow a generational bag, but you still got your million, so I guess you're gonna be all right. But you really just kind of just fucked up the motion, just the whole vibe of the family. I feel you just making the whole family look bad. But Michael Porter Jr. has been going on a bunch of podcasts.
It's bad, and it's only gonna get worse. The sports gambling stuff can affect that a lot.
100%.
Think about it.
There you go.
You get mad at these dudes that do the sports betting, but think about if you could get all your homies rich by telling them, yo,
no shit,
bet $10,000 on my under. This one game I'm gonna act like I got an injury, and I'm gonna sit out. I'm gonna come out after 3 minutes, and they all get a little bag because you did it one game. That is so not okay. But some people probably think like that. They come from nothing, and 100%. All their homies have nothing,
100%.
And they're like, bro, if I come out of this game after 3 minutes and y'all all hit on my under, we're all getting a little bag. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I obviously my brother went.
I feel like that's more something that you would do. So say you're not making millions. Say you're maybe I don't know this too well, but say you're a CS:GO player, or you have the Call of Duty bets. They be doing the bets in Polymart, whatever. Say you just one of those 2K players on those websites where you're just playing and you're just getting paid by the hour just so people can come back, on one of those fake websites. Then I might tell my people, go put $10K on this. Because if I'm making $30,000 to $150,000 a year, I'm not making a bag. I'm just getting paid whatever to sit. You could go ahead and I could see us making $1 million. Let me put 10 of my friends on and let me make a bag myself. But when you're just the percentages is what never made sense to me, because I would see $5,000 bets, 10,000. These are not even game checks. So I mean that's what never made sense to me. And I guess another gambling topic would be, Gilbert Arenas, has been in jail, got out on bond, and I don't know if he was trolling or not, but he said he's snitching on everybody. So basically, Gil trying to just get out quick. I really don't know what is really gonna happen. I think he'll probably just be out. I mean, it seems like that's what's going to happen. Because I have not heard much. So I guess we're really probably just going to have to wait. It stinks that the show hasn't been up. Even though I'm not a huge fan of the show. I think Gil's Arena is like probably one of the most brain rot basketball podcasts sometimes. At least 65-70% of the time. But, shout out to him getting a bag. But I still wonder, though. I mean, I guess if you don't care, you don't care. So, like, you can just do whatever you want to do. So, I mean, but, like, why do this? You had the Gills, like, the pictures that they had were so funny whenever they were, like, busting, showing in, like, where all the people were gambling. And then apparently he didn't have anything to do with it. So he was basically just, like, renting out his house. And it's like, I guess that's the hustler spirit, though. That's what you have to be doing. But yeah, I find it super interesting. By the way, like, Prize Picks, man, y'all will never. Now I have to be able to, blow up first or like, get a sponsorship first. But y'all will never see me take a Prize Picks sponsorship. That's like been I don't see enough people talk about it, but like and it's starting to die down now because I think the like hate is starting to rise up enough where people are like just not taking the sponsorship. But bro, Prize Picks is the most like intrusive ad that was like everywhere. And it's not as much now, but on like Drewski's show, like there'll be like a minute 30, like on my favorite football video creator, Brandon Perna, he does it now. And it's like, it's just, I don't know, I hate gambling now because I went through a little gambling phase. And I guess this is my podcast, so we could talk about it. And, now that I realize, like, how it's targeted and how they're, like, I know, like, 13, 14-year-olds. I've seen, like, 15-year-olds who will just, like, be able to get on it. And they'll be betting money. Like, it's crazy how quick, like, by the way, the highs that you get from gambling is, like, something that you can only experience, like, a few times ever, like, in your life. And, like, that sucks because I really wish I never did it. Because my perspective of sports, like just some of the energy just got taken away, some of like the pure joy. Because like when you had so much at stake on a game and you had it on like a certain player, whatever. If that player would hit that prop, you just the energy level that you just made a bag. Like whether it was a 2-leg parlay, whatever, the team you bet on, the player prop, whatever you did, when it hits, you just feel like so crazy hype. I remember one time I had a $50 parlay and it hit for like $1,300, and it had me like going insane. Like I was jumping up and down, and I couldn't ever, like, even if my team won the Super Bowl, I don't think I would ever get that type of rush. And I wish I wasn't like I don't know, I guess it was like fun at the time. I did lose a lot of money too, but it's good to be able to go through that. I think at a younger age. Because I don't have any desire now to be able to do any of that gambling. So it's like, it is kind of like more of a relief. But I see it now. And like, I'll see people who are just getting into it now talking about when I get on. By the way, if you were to ever gamble, don't use Prize Picks, Sleeper, all of those like the prop betting apps. Like the fantasy prop bet. Bro, those are the single-handed worst apps. Go to FanDuel, go to ESPN Bet, go to like Bet MJ, like go to like if you do ever bet. Because don't do it though. Like I'd never promote it. But if you decide to, because most people probably will at some point, don't do that. Because that is one, the worst way to start. Two, it's like the worst way to start. The odds are just completely against you. The payouts against you. Everything's against you, and you just drive yourself crazy because you'll miss something by a yard, whatever. Money lines, stay on money lines. Don't go over like 4 legs. That's stupid. Just don't do it. The odds, it just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, but besides that, just if you just have better self control. Have good self control, and you should be good. So don't gamble. Maybe this is what the podcast is about. This will be the title. Jeff J. Green talks about sports gambling. We'll keep going, I guess. So, what other issues of sports gambling could we talk about? Terry Rozier, baby. Terry Rozier. But back to my story. I had stopped. I have been clean since January 6th, I think it was 16th, whenever the Packers played. And they played the Eagles, and they lost. That night, I put, like, I'm an honest guy. I put, like, $450 on the Packers to win, because they were down, like, 7, and it was, like, plus 600. And it was just so unlucky. That game was, like, so unlucky. It was so unlucky because, like, the fumble in that game, that was, like, the worst game to ever lose. And I had, like, a breakdown that day. And that's kind of just when I just flipped the switch. I was like, whoa. We just cashed out. We just lost way too much cash. And then I kind of just started dialing in a little bit. Yeah. So, if you do ever have a time like that, just realize, just go watch the game without it and just, I don't know, it is difficult. It was difficult, I won't lie. But let's see. Terry Rozier. I'm pretty sure Terry Rozier did get cleared. Yeah, it says... I feel like if you get cleared, bro, I feel like that just means you would have had to have been a bad bettor. Right? Or has he not been cleared? They're not giving me much here. You know what? We don't really care about Terry Rozier. Damn, all he averaged 10 points last year. You know, we really thought, I really thought Terry Rozier was going to just, like, take off. I thought it was, like, going to be his time. Because he was having 16 points last year when he did come to the Heat. 31 games. But when he was with the Hornets the year before that, what did he have? He had, 23 points a game. Bro. Even go to the season, bro, look at the seasons before this. 2019-2020. 18 points per game. 4 rebounds, 4 assists. 2021, 20 points per game, 45% from the field, 38% from 3, 40% basically, 39%. And then 1.3 steals, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. And then 2022, 2023, 21 points per game, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 1.2 steals, 32% from 3, not really great, but on 41% from the field. You know, like that's like, you think someone's going to be something after that. And then it proceeds to go up to 23. You know, before he got traded, at his peak, basically, he was averaging 23, 4, and 6 with a steal a game. Shooting 35 or 36% from 3, which isn't even bad. So, like, the fall off, maybe he'll have a bounce back year, though. Maybe he just has to go. Because with their roster, I mean, with the Heat's roster, it's not like they should be, like, they shouldn't be terrible. Like, they really should not be a terrible team. But I don't think, like, everyone's reaching their potential. Like, Bam, he seems like he has another step that he could take. And if we go look at the depth chart, I'm very excited with Cleo Ware. He seems like he has a very high ceiling, I hope. At least, I would love to see him be another talented center in Miami. I like to see when Miami's good, too. You know, it is fun to see, like, Miami competing. Because the East is already so weak this year. It's like, y'all could be good and make things a little bit more interesting. I mean, because, again, we go look out at the East, there's, like, 2 contenders really right now. 3. 4. Maybe 4. But that's kind of like a what if, you know. And now they got the 76ers, Joel Embiid. People are telling him he needs to retire. It's like, no. Could we not retire? I really, like, I always trashed the Sixers because, like, they were frauds. And I don't like Embiid as a player, honestly, because of, like, the antics. Like, he was pulling at ankles and just grabbing this stuff. Like, you know, a little bit of a dirty guy. But the injuries that he's went through and the type of person he was and how he had to grow up, bro, I just want to see him healthy. I wish him the best. Same for Paul George, really. Because what did Paul George really ever do? He never did nothing wrong. I used to like Paul George. Why did I stop liking Paul George? Podcast P and Prize Picks. That's honest answer. Truth. Because after like the first like 7 episodes of this podcast, the podcast kind of just got where Jackie, yeah, I was low key just getting on my nerves. But shout out to VJ Edgecombe too. But back to the Heat roster. We have Tyler Hero, Donovan Mitchell, or Davion Mitchell, pardon me. Andrew Wiggins, Bam, Khalil Ware. You don't have Duncan Robinson anymore. I don't know why. ESPN can't just update their stuff. But, you don't really have much after that. I'm not going to lie. That's not super solid, to be honest. But also, you have Norman Powell. This is really bad that this wouldn't be updated. Because that Norman Powell trade happened a while ago. But yeah, you have Norman Powell too. And then you got Nikola Jovic. Jovic? Y'all like him. And then Jaime Jaquez, he had a really down year last year. I thought Jaime Jaquez was going to be the truth. Hayward Highsmith, not terrible either. So, I mean, you do got some players on the team. But I just don't think you have a big enough star. And I just think those players just are a little bit below average for their position. Nothing fancy. Nothing bad, though. Nothing bad. But now, again, we can go talk about the Sixers for a second. Kind of just very disappointed right now. Embiid, let's just look at the depth chart. Yeah, right now it says Embiid is not out, right? Okay, no, it says Embiid's, it says he's day-to-day with a knee. He says he has resumed partial basketball activities, so probably just doing light practice. And then Paul George, it says knee. He said he underwent surgery on Monday to treat an injury sustained during a recent workout. I mean, honestly, I'm not going to say not having Paul George would be good, and I think they could be good without Paul George. But I will say, Paul George last year had only played 41 games. He would be coming off injury again. He only had 16 points per game, 35% from 3, 43% from the field, a half a block, 4 assists. I mean, it's not like he was doing something like special. 16 points per game, you can find that with this roster. I think money-wise, you're disappointed, and I feel like you would have been way better off not getting Paul George on your team. But again, if you don't have him on your team, maybe you don't get Jared McCain. Maybe, everything could be different. So, you do have to look. Let's see. I don't know if y'all can hear that noise. It is my dad using a Sonic. I don't know what he could be doing. So if we could just stick through this for a second, because I don't want to have to end this recording right now, because I think we're doing we're on a little bit of a roll talking about our teams here. But we have Jared Butler at point guard, Kyle Lowry, backup point guard. We got Quentin Grimes, who still should be coming back. I don't know if he's signed an offer yet. I'm pretty sure he has not, which is perfectly fine. He had to have signed a small deal, right? I could be tripping, but averaging 14 points per game last year with 4 rebounds, 3 assists. That's your Paul George right there. I mean, honestly, like that can be him and Kelly Oubre put together can be enough, because you're gonna also have, is Jared McCain okay, ESPN is low key terrible because Jared McCain's not out, right? Yeah, he's just day to day. Says knee. He says he would not be a part of the team's summer league roster, but he should be good for the season, I'm pretty sure. And Tyrese Maxey too. So I don't know what their deal is here. I'd really like to see. their projected roster a little bit better. But I'm assuming it'd be, of course, Tyrese Maxey, and then you're gonna have Quentin Grimes, so Kelly Oubre, and then with VJ Edgecombe coming in, being a guard, 6'5", 20 years old, just he's gonna be insane, I think. And no, Adam Bona is also very good backup center with Andre Drummond already being the backup. But like even if Embiid's out, you're still gonna have Jared McCain, Tyrese Maxey. Like this team still has a very bright future. I just think just let Embiid just be healthy when the playoffs are coming. Because if they're like a 6th seed or a 5th seed and they're playing like the Cavs or whoever the Cavs are probably going to be the number 1 seed. But like it would just be so much better to see them healthy and so much more entertaining this year. Because, they could be playing maybe the Raptors. I don't know exactly where their seeding would be. The Knicks, Sixers in the first round again with the healthy Embiid. I'm telling you, like, the Sixers team is nice, but I can't talk about them too much because I know I'm going to be disappointed. And I'm not even a Sixers fan. I'm more of a Sixers hater. So, there's just still so many good players on this team. I'm just hoping, bro, Jared McCain and Tyrese Maxey together. Like, what was Tyrese Maxey's stats last year? He had 26, 3, and 6. Like, that's pretty crazy because Jared McCain, on the limited games he had 15, 2, and 6. But his last games that he was playing, he was doing some crazy numbers. Like, he had games where he was having up to 24. He had a couple of 30-point games, I'm pretty sure, towards the beginning. So it's like there's a lot, There's a lot of good stuff that could be coming from him. He had a 34-point game against the Cavs. He had a 29-point game. He had a 30-point game versus Brooklyn. So, he shows you that in his first year that he can still be someone to produce. And, he has limited games where he only has 7, but that's on 3 for 8 shooting, So, it's not like it's something, terrible. So, there's definitely a lot of potential here for this team in the upcoming season. Yeah, I think that's my sleeper because I think that's what I'm going to have partially as the thumbnail. The 76ers are going to have to be my sleeper team. But it's just... it's like having to just... I don't know, man. It's just so fragile. It could just be done any minute. We could be a week into the season. It could be over. Shut it down. So, another sleeper team. Who would it be? I'd love to say the Toronto Raptors. Because, truth to God, I feel like the Raptors are just 2 moves away from being able to be championship contenders. Because their roster, they have so much depth. I don't know exactly what their picks look like. But, you have Emmanuel Quickley, Jacoby Walker, R.J. Barrett, Scotty Barnes, and then, doesn't want to give me the full roster because I guess we're having injuries. But Scotty Barnes, Grady Dick, Brandon Ingram, you have so many good players on this team, and someone needs to go. I'm not going to lie. I feel like you should package up somebody because, bro, I can't believe Quickly's making $32 million. You could get rid of Quickly, bro. I'm telling you, you could get what Quickly do last year? 17, 3, and 5. We could get a better player than Quickly. I'm not a Raptors fan. But that's a lot of money. Because RJ's making 27. Ingram's making 38. Scotty's making 38. Podol's making 19. Shout out Garrett Temple. So that's actually, I think, a very fun team, at least in my opinion. In 2K I use them; they're pretty good. So maybe this will actually be a time where we can see something go good. But let's see. Any of the teams that we really want to talk about? We go over everybody real quick. You got the Celtics, Nets, Not much going on. Knicks. I'm pretty sure Bridges got paid. Good for him. Sixers. Raptors. Bulls. We're in the dead part of the offseason right now. So I'm going to have to start doing my rankings soon. This is just a podcast just to try to start getting things back on a schedule, get things going. Got the Cavs, Pistons, Beasley. I wonder if his situation hasn't changed much. We still haven't gotten a verdict, but I hope he can come back, bro. Like, I mean, he don't really deserve a second chance. If you broke and you making over 50 M's, we got a problem. I don't know what his issue is. Pacers, Bucks, nothing much happening. The Warriors haven't done much. Clippers, oldest team in the league. Lakers, Lucas Skinny. We're going to talk about that. Yeah, there's not too much. So, well, we got a good little bit today. So, I do appreciate y'all watching, man. Hey, make sure that you do leave a like and subscribe. Only time I'm going to ask is at the end of the video. It does help out the channel a lot. Right now, on the main channel, we have, I think, 10 subscribers. And on our main channel, or I guess our side channel, we're trying to get the 4,000 subs, probably. I'd like to get there by the end of the year. But maybe not. But I'll see you on the next one, man. Peace.